Hello guys! I am all comfortable and ready to film this video. It's gonna take a while. I've put it off for quite some time, obviously 4 months. I wanted to finally post it because this is more of like something for me to look back on, you know, later down the line of my apartment hunting. Plus it's kind of fun to go through this again, I don't know. Giving me a high, I guess. I'm also anticipating all the hater comments about these glasses. They're Tom Ford glasses. I want to get my prescription in them. They're not everyone's style, it's okay, but I love them. Obviously, when we were moving, I was going through a lot. I was moving across the country. We were selling a home. I was just not in the headspace to sit down and film a video like this until now. And it's so funny because like at the time, I think I would have had something completely different to say than what I have to say now, looking back on it. And you know, we ended up exactly where we were supposed to end up. And it's also fun to see what our apartment looked like before we did all this stuff to it. So I will be doing a home tour for the first time ever. This apartment, once it's done, closer to done, which we have a lot. I would say it's like 80% done, which is exciting. So I wanted to go through my must-haves and then the things that would be nice, because obviously when you're in New York City, you have things that you need to sacrifice. So there's gonna be like a list of the things that you're like obsessed with. You need this in your apartment, and then you have to like you're not gonna find it all. So here are the things that I had listed as, well, me and my husband had listed whenever we were moving here. And the first thing is the most important thing, which is location. We wanted something that would be within a block actually of a subway, because I didn't want to just constantly be waiting on one subway to get everywhere. We didn't really have like a specific area we were looking. We were just looking like basically all over Manhattan. Another must-have was laundry in building or unit would be great, obviously. In units much harder to find. Closet space. We needed space because I've got a lot of clothes. We had a king bed that we were not willing to part with, so the master must have a big enough bedroom to fit a king bed. We don't care if that's all that could have fit. We needed the king bed. Decent lighting. I didn't need like a billion windows. I just didn't want to be in like a garden. And then under 5,000 was the budget. Things that would be nice would be 2 to 3 bedrooms, obviously. Like 3 bedrooms, like probably not gonna happen. Or 1 bedroom, 1 office type setup, which we looked at a lot of those. Love a loft. A loft like is my dream. I want to live in a loft at one point, so that would be nice, but obviously probably unlikely. I was willing to part ways with a bathtub, but it had to be like a great apartment for me to part ways with. And then a doorman would be nice, but you know. Okay, so those are the things. That is the list of must-haves and the list of things that would be nice to have. So let's get into the apartment tours. And I'm gonna go in the order of the places that we toured. I went to 2 separate trips to tour apartments. So we're gonna start off with the first apartment we toured. It was 4,800. I think it was a condo building, and it was in Columbus Circle, Hell's Kitchen area, basically Midtown. It was really loud, and that was something I was concerned about. We also loved that there was like a garden, which is great. The building itself kind of felt like a retirement home. Yeah, so we didn't love that aspect of it. I had originally scheduled to tour this place during the daytime, but the agent was like, let's go tour it at 5 p.m. So I didn't really get to see like the lighting, but it had this amazing rooftop, which was stunning. So I loved the setup of this apartment, and it had a foyer and humongous storage closets. It had 3 huge storage closets and then an office. I loved just like the white walls with like the cream molding. It felt very New York. The bathroom, it was obviously a little dated, but I actually kind of liked that look. And then moving on into the bedroom, had 2 south-facing windows, which would be amazing. And obviously you can see it has AC unit in the window. Absolutely hated those curtains, but that could be easily changed. Huge, oh my god, a little depressing and kind of scary, but it did the job. Out into the living room, it literally looked basically the same as the bedroom. The kitchen looks pretty much identical to what we have now. I love the size of the living room. That is definitely a luxury. And this little office, which has a lot of potential. It'd be great for Cody, but obviously we ended up not going with this place. But like I said, the location I just wasn't sold on, and the building kind of, it wasn't it, but it was a good first place to look at. The next apartment I went to was in downtown Brooklyn. I had never been to downtown Brooklyn, and as I was walking around, I was just like, I don't think this is where I want to live. It kind of felt like similar to Midtown. And whenever I was looking at the apartments for the downtown one, which was $4,800 a month, but you get 2 months free, so whatever that nets out to. The picture had like floor to ceiling windows. I don't have like a lot of footage just because I was really unimpressed by this building personally. It was really luxurious, but I think I'm like kind of over the whole like new build thing. But no shade to anyone who does end up in that. That's just completely not what we were looking for. Next up was a Seaport unit, and this one was $5,600, but you get 1 month free. And this one was so overpriced. And it's funny because when we ultimately applied for where we ended up, I emailed the broker or just the agent on the listing. I was like, is there any chance you guys are gonna lower the price? And they were like, no, not looking to. Literally weeks later, they lowered the price. Go into it knowing that this one was expensive, but it was huge. So it had just like a huge foyer entryway, which is great for storage. Great lighting. It had in-unit laundry, which who doesn't want that? And then the best part is it had so many closets for a loft, which the lighting was great, the location was great. I had never been to Seaport. It's so freaking cute. Like an entire closet, which could also double as like an office if that's what you want. A place to shove Cody to play his video games. The beams, the wall, the windows. It was like southeast facing windows. Never gonna be over that. That was so sad. Everything about it. I can't get over those brick walls. It did not have a doorman, but it did have like a buzzer system. The bathroom did not match the rest of the unit. That still confuses me to this day. But that was the first place he showed me, and it also had this rooftop, which went along with both of these units, that overlooked the Brooklyn Bridge, which was absolutely stunning. So then he was like, do you want to see this newer unit that doesn't have this brick walls, like newer build vibes? That was $5,200, and it was 700 square feet. Here is the freaking closet. The closet is like basically why I was like debating actually potentially applying to this, but then I was like, wait, this is also above budget to like 90s, but it had in-unit laundry as well. And the bedroom got such good lighting. I didn't love how low the ceiling felt here. Kitchen looks really similar. It was just a cute unit. Nothing to write home about. Again, Seaport, which is just so great. Now moving on to East Williamsburg. This was probably the worst apartment. Yeah, definitely the worst apartment that I toured. I don't know, for some reason Williamsburg felt very post-grad, and then East Williamsburg I just also felt old there. I don't know why. Obviously this was just my experience being there for the very small amount of time that I was there. The apartment we looked at was a loft, 1-bedroom loft. It had laundry in building, so that was nice. Closets from what I can remember, but obviously we could fit a king bed. The lighting was amazing, but the location just was not it. It just really wasn't worth it for us. But I mean, for $4,500, like, to be that far out, like it would take us at least 20 minutes to get to Manhattan. This wasn't for us. The rooftop at this building, yeah, not great. Axed that one pretty much immediately. The first apartment we ever applied for was in Dumbo, so I'm gonna show you guys that one. I actually didn't get to tour it because the agent was being an asshole, so I mean, I guess it's good that we didn't end up getting it. It was listed for I think $39.59, and it was perfect. It was a 1-bedroom. It had western exposure. It was on the 3rd floor, but it was a co-op, I believe. From what it looks like, people didn't end up getting approved until December, so that's kind of crazy. It was just so perfect. Like, this is like my dream situation when I ever talk about a loft. And I believe it had a washer and dryer and unit, or on the floor, I can't remember. Rooftop, which would have been so nice. Obviously a lot of people applied for it. We didn't get the apartment, but it was absolutely stunning and we would have been happy there for sure, but it wasn't meant to be. So that was where our first trip ended. I ended up going back out to look at apartments like 2 weeks before we closed on our house, and that is when these units that we toured happened, because it was completely different. A day before I went out, a apartment in Cobble Hill popped up, and it was right on the cusp of Cobble Hill and Brooklyn Heights, and Brooklyn Heights was one of the areas that we were looking at. Instantly applied for it, and the open house was the next day, which is the day I flew in. So I went straight from the airport to this apartment. Unfortunately, we obviously did not get it, but I think it ended up working out for the best, because this apartment, like, amazing lighting, northern exposure in the living room and in the second bedroom, which also the crown molding. Oh, I loved it so much. It was so pretty. It had like a faux fireplace. It did not have a doorman, but it fit. The location was perfect. Laundry in unit, amazing lighting, but it was lacking in like really good storage. There was one closet in the entire place. Also did not have a bathtub, so that was kind of sucky, but second bedroom was really small, but it was good enough for an office, and it would have worked out. But like, it was so awkward because the bed couldn't go flush against the wall. That actually ended up working out, because I mean, that would have looked a little awkward. It was beautiful. And then this is the closet that I was talking about. It obviously looks huge, but for 2 people, that would have had to fit Cody and I's stuff, and also the washer and dryer. So much space. We didn't end up getting it. So ultimately the landlord was like, I don't want to take the risk. Then we have Williamsburg. I toured this one immediately after, and like I said, I just don't think I'm a Williamsburg girly anymore. I think that would have been good for my late 20s. It just didn't, it felt not right. And it also felt weird recording this person's space because all their stuff was still inside. $5,000 for a 1-bedroom, 1 office. There was one in Vinegar Hill. It was a newer complex, and this is one that we were definitely like this close to applying for. It was a 1-bedroom, but it was like an office. So the office was like the bedroom, but they couldn't call it a bedroom because there was no windows, which is fine because you sleep in there. This unit was incredible, but they were like evicting someone, and the complex was so great as well. There was a rooftop that overlooked the Brooklyn Bridge, which is amazing. It felt like really safe. It was really close to Wegmans, which would have been amazing to be close to. As you can see, it was really dirty, and at this time we were touring it, it was 2 weeks till we had to move in, and they were still like, the people still had their stuff, and I was like, are you sure you guys are gonna be able to like turn this over in time? Which I'm sure they would have, but like, you see how much stuff is in there. So this actually had a doorman, and it also had in-unit laundry. So much storage. The lighting was amazing. It was on the first floor. It didn't have that charm that I wanted. It had a gym. The gym was nice. That gym was tempting me because I was like, $5 grand, yes, it's painful, but like that gym, that rooftop, the amenities were tempting me. You know what I mean? So Cody wasn't thrilled about it. So because he wasn't thrilled about it, I was like, whatever. Moving on, Chinatown was the next location we looked at. We looked at a condo. It was $4,500 a month for a 2-bedroom, and this unit was literally perfect. I loved the unit so much. It was a doorman building. There was a laundry downstairs, but it was like, it was scary. It was, I don't think I got a video of it because it was so scary. I don't know, like, we were very open to the idea of Chinatown, like if this place was perfect, because this place was perfect. However, to be honest, I went on Reddit. And I read about the rats in Chinatown, and that kind of scared me. So, but look at this place. Oh my god, it was so good. The bedrooms were both pretty large, which I love. I asked if the walls could be painted. They said yes, but like, look at the built-ins. The built-ins were my dream. The lighting was perfect. It just was like, why did it have to be in that building? It was really run down hallways, which I know that's just New York, but it had so much storage. I love the built-in. I actually love this kitchen. The kitchen is chic. I love the lacquer cabinets. The bedrooms, like I said, were pretty large. They're about the same size that we have now. Huge closets. No tub. which I was, like I said, willing to sacrifice, but I don't know. My heart wasn't in it. This hurts because it is so good. We went to the Upper West Side, which was quite the hike. No, not really. I had a lot of people told me if I wanted that old New York pre-war apartment to go to the Upper West Side. And I found this place. It was just kind of like a last minute decision to go tour it, and we loved it. But it was a great price. It was definitely potentially too small, but like look at this place. It's 1 bedroom. Oh my god, the mirror. It's such a long, narrow bedroom that we were like, this would be interesting to see how we could make it work. But we would, like I said, make anything work. But I think this is a place that we could only live like a year's top. Not a lot of closet space. Bathroom was absolutely tiny. Like it was like a little tiny bathroom. You can't tell from this like wide angle, but it was tiny. The toilet was kind of little. The kitchen was so cute, and as you can see, that is washer and dryer. I mean, I wasn't crazy about the red. My guess is I would have painted that to like a brown. So good. The attention to details. The guy had restored it all himself. I wasn't sold also on the idea of the Upper West Side. I don't know if I was ready for it. So we toured one final place, and it was in Brooklyn Heights, and this is ultimately the one we ended up in. There were 2 units available. There was one that was on the first floor, and it was like $4,800 a month. And then we toured this one, which was $4,900. I loved the long hallway. That was something that was great, and I toured it at an appropriate time to see the light, and the lighting was decent. Did what I needed, and the bedrooms were pretty big, which I loved that, and Cody loved the idea of that as well. The kitchen is just a kitchen, nothing crazy, but it did have a dishwasher. There's laundry in the building, which we loved. There's a doorman, and it is a pre-war apartment, which we ultimately loved as well. The bathroom is small, but it does exactly what I wanted it to. It doesn't feel new, which I loved. We do need to get our own air conditioners for the windows, which is perfect. The living room is a little small, which was our main complaint, but there's 4 closets in this apartment. So this is the one we ultimately applied for. It's so funny, whenever we moved into this place, I was like, this is too small. I can't believe I'm sharing how much money we spend on the apartment, but that's how much we spend, and we only signed a year lease, but we will be renewing it, I'm 100% sure. I was, like I said, a little nervous about it whenever we were moving in, because all of our stuff was coming in. I was like, where are we gonna put half the stuff? But it's completely worked itself out. We had to forego an eating area, but it's fine, we just eat on the couch. I'm excited for you guys to see it in all of its glory in this video, but yeah, that's where we ended up. Hopefully in the next few months I will be able to do an apartment tour, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was fun for me to walk through everything again. It's bringing me back, and I'm just so glad I don't have to do it again anytime soon. If you guys liked it, be sure you stick around by subscribing. Let me know if you want more videos talking about anything. Until next time, I will talk to you all later. Bye!